You know what's making me nervous?
What?
That.
The camera?
Yeah.
Why?
Is it our recording?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's making me nervous for some reason.
The camera.
Yeah. I'm not used to have. It's the first time we've done it.
What's going on, everybody? This is the Ground Up Podcast. I'm your host, Aaron, and this is
Keisha Rock.
And this is episode number 51.
And today we're bringing you. Wait a minute. We're bringing you The Rocks. So, episode 51, y'all, we've made it here and we want to tell you our story.
Okay.
Yeah. So, after the live show, I don't know about you, but I just felt like I really started to get a clear vision of why I'm even doing this. And
Right.
I feel like we've talked about it,
All the time.
we're going to let y'all into like some of our nightcap talks.
Nightcap.
Yeah, but just figuring out what is the mission to the Ground Up Podcast.
Yeah. We came up with our mission statement after this live show. We had some time to reflect and actually do some thinking about what we actually doing here, and I think we really came up with something pretty awesome, man.
Yeah, so y'all know I'm going to read it to you.
Okay.
So, the Ground Up Podcast mission. Our mission is to inspire people with entrepreneur dreams to get started and empower business owners to keep going. We do this through storytelling by sharing small business owners and creatives' entrepreneur journeys. Organically, we're creating a community that thrives on sharing resources, relatable business experiences, and acknowledging the success in building a business from the ground up. I am just impressed with those words. It was like we have a whiteboard where we write all of our things we're working our goals on.
All our everything we're working on, everything we trying to achieve, everything we're doing out here.
Yeah.
And our business.
We, Sunday morning, CEO day, we got that from Kayla.
We kind of jacked that.
Owner of Titans and Tiaras clothing boutique. But she talked about dedicating a whole day to just working on your business. And so we started dedicating Sundays. Sundays are CEO day. Mm-hmm. We just work on our business and we just work on the podcast. And that's a full day, KJ, he's along for the ride. But anyway, we spent, a few Sundays ago after the live show on that board figuring out what is the vision for this? What is the mission?
Right. And I've been thinking about it a lot because I've been trying to figure out what I wanted to do as far as with the podcast and stuff and with, the business side of things. And I asked you, do you think it'd be a good idea for me to take a course, like a podcast course?
Yeah. Well, just so many people, I feel like, have asked both of us, how did y'all do this? I want to start a podcast. I want to start a podcast. And it's exciting when people ask us, but it's like how we're doing it, right? But like teaching someone to do it is different,
right.
So I think that course that we took,
right.
Is helping us. And so I know that's something that's a part of the vision is we would like to help other people start a podcast and really just honestly create a network of podcasts here in Virginia.
Yeah, and that's the goal. And another goal is, probably later on down the line, but I'm gonna throw it out there. A podcast studio.
Yeah.
Hopefully we can get to that point. But I believe we will.
I know we will. It's all about having a vision, seeing a vision. And I'm promising myself before this year is over and it's right around the corner, my vision is going down on paper. Okay. I've heard so many of the people we've interviewed have said a part of their journey was actually making a plan and writing it down. And I think it's something to that. And so that's definitely going to be written down that we will have a podcast studio, we will have a podcast network, and we will help people start podcasts and also help podcasters who are already starting to grow. And it just correlates with the mission of the Ground Up Podcast with helping business owners, helping people with entrepreneur dreams to actually get started, but helping business owners be inspired to keep going.
Right.
This journey it ain't easy.
It's not. And we want to do the same for our business community too, as far as like just building a cohesive community. That's why we call it the Ground Up Podcast, and that's why we gear towards small businesses because, we have a small business. It's Golden Touch Mobile Detailing. If y'all
Are we getting into it? Is it time for that?
I mean,
Yeah.
okay.
Well, let's talk about our journey. I mean, I'll be honest. Entrepreneurship, like it wasn't like something that I said, oh, this is a goal of mine. Like this was never, this was never my goal. I have a state job, 9 to 5, career. And when I thought of business owners, I thought of always the hard work, like the 7 days a week, the stress. While a lot of people like glamorize it, and they think of it as like, I want to call myself an entrepreneur because I want to be a boss, right? That's never how I viewed it. Did you?
No, not necessarily. It's always been something that I've always been doing. Like, since I was young, I've always dabbled in side hustles and entrepreneurs and finding ways to make money outside of getting a job. That's like always been a thing for me and my brother and people in my family that I know. And
do you think it's because of where you come from? Like the hustle was put into you? Or do you feel like it just comes natural for you to feel like you can make money outside of like a typical career?
I think that comes within some of the people who are entrepreneurs. Like you just naturally feel that way. Mm-hmm. The hustler side, like you can learn good hustles, you can learn some bad hustles, but just
True.
the terminology, the fact of the matter is, it's like how do you make money, and how do you continue to make the money? Like you know what I'm saying? Providing something that can help you make money, and then figuring out something else that can help you make money. Making your money make money for you.
Yeah.
That's basically what entrepreneur is to me, and just building upon that, building opportunities.
Yeah.
And that's I don't know, like I don't know where I'm from and how things go down and everything like that is different, not so different than actual entrepreneurship. It's just whether it's right or wrong, good or bad.
Like hustling is hustling. It's like, how are you doing it? What are you doing it for?
Right.
But I just feel like I just did not see that as, I'm talking about my early 20s. I wasn't thinking I want to be a business owner one day. And, even the business that we started is a family business. But I get the feeling because my husband that this is not going to be the last business venture. This is just the start of a piece.
This is the piece to a puzzle. Yes,
yeah,
it is. It's a plan.
What baffled me too is like when you told me you wanted to start a car washing business, I was just kind of like, what? I know. Wait, you're just gonna get your pet peeve. It's the detailing, but I didn't shut it down, right? And I think that's because my mindset has changed so much as I've shared people and learned people's stories.
Right.
I'm way more open to like, okay, this may, let's see where this could go type of mindset.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't start with that. That's not the first thing we started with as far as in entrepreneurship, but it was a thing that I was sitting back and I was thinking like, I wanted to figure out something I could do that's a service that I could make some money off of. I didn't necessarily have enough money, or I'm not gonna say I didn't have enough money, but I didn't want to spend the money on, other things like heavy equipments and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So I was thinking about it,
where did the idea come from?
Well, I mean, most ideas come from YouTube. I'm not even gonna lie, most of my ideas were coming from YouTube, but this one popped up and it was like, whoa, this ain't no bad idea. We're looking at Reyes, it's a guy.
Reyes Entrepreneur. It's an entrepreneur channel on YouTube.
On YouTube, you get a YouTube channel. Y'all should check it out.
Reyes, we'll put him in the show notes.
And he did this thing with another guy who I was looking at on the vending machine side because that was one thing we were.
Yep, you've been bugging me about vending machines for years. Yeah,
I've been hit. I'm telling you, like these little things are kind of like side hustles, but these are like really good businesses. Like they're really good, like recurring type businesses. So it popped up, and then all of a sudden I was like, wow, this is pretty interesting. So I dove deep into it. All those YouTube channels, if people know, you dive into a loophole. You just watch a bunch of videos now. And then I ran into somebody who's actually local.
Who's doing it.
And I was like, whoa, I can actually do it. So I was like, bump that. I'm gonna give it a shot. So I talked to you about it.
Yeah. And I said, let's see where this goes. But then when I saw how much dedication and work you were putting into actually learning about car detailing, like you did your homework and learning, you were like, I got to test this product and I got to test this product. And like, the way you don't just scrape the surface and be like, I want to do this. I mean, actually you do want to do a lot of things, but you don't.
I got a lot of ideas.
You got a lot of ideas.
I like to dive deep into
you did a deep dive. And it wasn't a huge startup cost. I'm all about the budget. So I said, why not? And it's going pretty well.
Yeah, it's doing good. Like I said, Golden Touch Mobile Detailing. It's on Instagram as Golden Touch RVA. Golden Touch RVA. And
this is not a commercial, babe.
I'm just saying, I'm putting it out there.
Shameless plug.
Yeah, shameless. But yeah, it's doing well. We're getting customers. We're networking.
The best thing, and I remember I was early on in the podcast, I was talking to our entrepreneur, and she said that whenever she gets a purchase on her phone, like from her shop, the little ding goes off. Ching. But then what she said after that was, and when it's somebody I don't know,
oh yeah, that's the best.
It's like, because as a new business owner, you have your friends and your family supporting you. Shout out to friends and family who support you when you start all these different entrepreneur ventures. But the majority of our customers have been people we don't know.
Yeah, and
that still is blowing my mind because we're so fresh. This business is not even 6 months old.
Yeah, and
4 months into this.
I don't even think they're podcast listeners yet.
Yeah.
Like a lot of them, I think, didn't even know we had a podcast until they found out.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. But it's amazing because it's like proof of concept. Like it could work. So let's see how much further we can get. Like we're gonna keep working on it. We're gonna keep throwing new things in the hat. And
I feel like it's just like a blueprint we're creating. We're learning about marketing. Mm-hmm. We're learning about like having a service-based business. And because of all the people we've interviewed so far, we're learning about different resources that exist here in our community to build the business.
And I want to say to all our past guests,
y'all have helped us so much.
And that's what we do podcasts for too, is to
network,
network. But for this information could be for other people can do the same thing that we're doing, like to take some of this information, take some of this knowledge,
and see how you can apply it in your life, in your business, to actually, listen, learn, and be inspired.
Listen, learn, and be inspired.
And the best thing, but to wrap up just Golden Touch, y'all, this is a fresh baby. This is a new baby, but the homework has been done. Aaron has really learned about car detailing, and
but let's not shy about what you've been learning too. Like you've been learning.
Oh my gosh,
all the admin.
The first invoice I sent, you would have thought I was like, well, I would say the anxiety that went behind trying to figure out what platforms we're going to use for invoices and just the whole scheduling, like figuring that stuff out just stressed me out. But when I start to do it, when I actually took action, didn't live in that anxiety, because I've learned from so many people, like I said, to just do it, take action. And when I started doing it, I'm like, oh, this isn't that terribly difficult to figure out. Oh, I could do it this way. I could do it that way. Or I don't know what the heck I'm doing. And I can reach out to people. I have people in my life now to be like, hey, what do you think is a good scheduling app? Or, what else I do? When I went to that networking event, I asked people, I said, I asked service-based businesses, okay, what do you use for your scheduling? Like, don't,
and that's
how I figured out what we were going to use. Yeah. There's a new business in town.
Golden Touch Mobile Detailing.
If you're in the Richmond, Virginia area and tired of riding dirty,
or you appreciate a deep clean,
book an appointment with Golden Touch Mobile Detailing. It's not your average car wash. Full interior and exterior cleaning, and Golden Touch Mobile Detailing comes to you.
It's the attention to detail to make you a returning customer.
Follow the Instagram at Golden Touch RVA and book your appointment.
I guarantee you'll be riding clean.
But I'm just so happy that I've been able to be an asset in growing Golden Touch because of the resources that we're creating.
Right.
You're doing the physical labor, the actual work, and the learning about, how to do it the best way. But I'm behind the scenes, and I feel like this can be a blueprint for us to go on. And I mean, like I said, it's not necessarily my dream is to have a bunch of businesses.
Right,
But,
right.
if the right opportunity arises, I feel like we're learning so much now that we can be even more ready for the next business or whatever we want to pursue.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, but I think one of the greatest things about starting this podcast and meeting our listeners and people giving me feedback is that I truly realize like the Ground Up Podcast is actually making a difference. Like to have someone tell me that we inspired them to actually take the action to start their business,
Right.
to act on their idea that they've had for years, or someone tell me we inspired them to get their brick and mortar because our podcast encouraged them to keep going to the next step. I mean, that's dope. That is
That's dope.
dope.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and I know for me and for us, like through our journey, we need inspiration. We need empowerment and different podcasts we listen to and YouTube channels we watch. And
Right.
so many creatives are putting their journey out there and we're learning from them. And we're like, well, we're doing things behind the scenes. We should share more of that. So
Right.
you want to talk a little about your vision for YouTube for us?
Yeah, vision for YouTube. Like just to keep getting better at what we're doing with the podcast. Make the visual as clean as I could possibly make it. Be more like
Be more transparent.
be more transparent. We want to bring y'all in on some of the back end stuff of what we doing with the business side. So we're gonna open that up, let y'all know what we got going on. Try to get some ideas from guys and people. Check it out on YouTube and like comment on it and like see if you can help us out. Tell what I'm saying, root us on, like support us a little bit in that, and really like just sharing this entrepreneur journey as far as podcasting because we're realizing how powerful podcasting is.
Podcast is a business, y'all.
Yeah, it's becoming, and like I said, we took a podcast course and it opened my eyes up a lot.
Yeah.
So, and that's what's making us think about this podcast studio and everything like that. And well, we already had ideas for a space.
Yeah, I think it's just helping us. Every step along the way is bringing it all together, and we're seeing that, what we think is sometimes just like an idea, like when I had the idea, or just, I don't even know if it was an idea. I just said, hey, we should have a live show. But like, we're seeing like, it's all possible.
Right, yeah.
Yeah,
and
it's
I
like-
said, when you said it, you said, we should have a live show. You said, who are we? We should have a live show. I was like, yeah, let's try. Let's see if we can do it. Let's figure it out.
Yeah.
And we did, and had some hiccups. I'm not gonna lie, we had some hiccups. It wasn't planned the way it came out, but the way it came out because
It was better than planned.
yeah, it was so awesome. But because we wanted to do something good, and I think that and actually attempting it helped that the forces to be make it happen for us. Like you
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Because it was going south quickly.
Yeah.
And then it went like 0 to 100.
Oh
like,
yeah,
in a
it
day.
was amazing. Like, so I don't know, just to give you guys I don't want to get too deep into it, but we almost was like, we might have to cancel this. Where we were going to do it was closing, and it was just,
It was like too late. We
yeah.
wanted to.
And so many blessings on blessings just started pouring in, and it all came together more
together.
beautifully than I can even
It was
imagine.
so awesome.
Yeah, thank you to the listeners that came. Thank you for your presence. We truly hope that we're giving you as much as we get from having you be a part of our community, because this is a community.
Yeah, and if we're gonna continue to do those, so y'all gonna continue
yeah.
to see that from
More
us
things
as well.
in the works, networking events.
Yeah, and we just want to open up our resources, our ability to build a community of like-minded people trying to tackle a similar goal, and that's entrepreneurship,
Self-development. Yeah.
life and self-development.
I
And
feel like also just to talk about self-development, since we started all of this, growing the podcast, starting the business, growing the business, it's so much more that's happening. It's not just like what people see. There's so much more that's happening inside.
yeah,
Inside of our each of us individually, inside of us as a married couple, inside of us as a family, like it's a lot.
It's a lot.
And it's a lot of goodness. It is. Like, I mean that in a positive way, but then at the same time, it's still a lot. Just it's a lot that we are trying to do, and sometimes it's exhausting.
It's exhausting. It's overwhelming at times.
Yeah, it's overwhelming. Yeah.
It's
some imposter syndrome that be popping up.
right. Like,
Yeah.
but that's our goal too, is to help get you through that mindset, and mindset is power. And we want to be that for a lot of people. Like, we got a lot of entrepreneur friends that we've gained from this podcast, and we realize what this podcast do for them too as well. It gives them that power to keep going, and that's, we all need that. We all need a community that can be our accountability partners and just our source of energy to thrive and do what we need to do.
Yeah, and relatable. Like, relatable experiences impact people so hard, because when you realize, like, you're not the only one going through this, you're not the only one, alone in this, it's powerful. You realize you can get through it because you have people around you who understand.
Exactly.
And feeling like you're understood. We all want to feel like we're understood. Exactly. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, what a wild ride to 51.
51 episodes. Like, can you believe that?
I can, babe. Thank you so much I would not have done this without you.
I mean, you said you wanted a podcast.
You made it happen.
It is. Here we go. We doing it. But we
and I'm making it happen. All right. Well, oh my gosh. You know what I should have done?
What?
I should have got us would you rather this or that together first for us.
Maybe next time. We're going to do more of these. We'll have some more sit-downs and talks.
Do you want to do it off the top of our head?
Talk to me. What you got?
All right, so I'll do this or that. Actually, I'll give you the easy one. You do this or that, and I'll do a would you rather.
Okay.
All right, do you want to start? Can you do a quick this or that in your head?
Yeah, I got you. This or that. Kit Kat or Snickers?
Snickers. Did you think I was going to say Kit Kat? Because we always split Kit Kats. Yeah.
Yeah.
You do that because that's the only chocolate that you really like. So I act like I'm as excited about the Kit Kat as you are, but I don't know. I'd rather have a Snickers.
About the Kit Kat?
I'd rather have a Snickers.
All right.
All right. Off the top of my head, y'all, don't judge me. Would you rather stay in and have a movie night and order in, or would you rather go out to the movies and go out to dinner?
You know who I am.
Well, I don't know, because you be flip-flopping. Sometimes you're like, you want to be a house, what is it? Like stuck in the house. Or sometimes you be like, Keisha, we need to get out. So I'm curious.
I like to stay in the house. That's
homebody.
That's my thing. But when
I'm so glad you said that. I was worried. Like, people think that I'm so, like, I want to go. And it's more of, like, I feel like I have to go. I like being at home.
I mean, the only time I like to be out and about, and nothing against, being home, because I love everything about Richmond, but it's when we travel. It's like,
we haven't traveled in almost 2 years now.
2 years, yeah.
I feel like we really bond when we travel.
I mean, we
like,
do
that's when I feel the closest to you, maybe because that's all we have. We're just each other when we travel. But I always feel the closest to you when we travel.
Oh,
all right, your turn. This or that.
This or that. Dang. I don't know.
See, I knew you were going to do this. I knew it.
I don't got no this or that, man. All right. Bedtime or diaper change?
Ooh, diaper change. But he's doing so much better at bedtime now. And he's harder to change a diaper now. But I'm going to still stick with, for right now, diaper change. Because I love on the nights, because we flip-flop. So the nights where you are going to put him down, I can be like, all right, y'all, I'm going to sleep. But the nights where I got to put him down, I got to wait until KJ's ready.
KJ, man. Love the kid to death, though.
And I'll end with this. Would you rather... Let's see... Would you rather finish this podcast by telling our listeners how in love you are with your wife, or finish this podcast by telling your listeners how in love you are with your wife?
I want to tell y'all guys how y'all can reach the podcast. I love
Aaron.
you. I love you so much, baby.
right, guys, you can reach us.
Oh man.
All right, is this the part where I ask ourselves to where the listeners can reach us?
I guess. Hold on. Let's see.
No, we should do some call actions. Call actions, guys. We want you guys to subscribe to the podcast.
Please do. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers.
Oh, YouTube. Yes. Subscribe to the podcast on YouTube.
Yes.
We need y'all to subscribe to the podcast because we cannot monetize YouTube until we hit 1,000 subscribers. So go on over to our YouTube. If you don't do nothing else from this episode, go on to that YouTube and subscribe to the YouTube.
Subscribe. And we're always airing the podcast on Mondays.
Yeah, Mondays.
So check the podcast out every Monday.
And also if you know someone who wants to be on season 3, 2022, link in the bio on Instagram, The Ground Up Podcast, and there's a spot that you'll click in our link tree that says, "Would you like to be a guest on The Ground Up Podcast?" Go over and fill that out. I'd love to share your story. I'd love to learn your story, and I want you to be a part of our community.
Yeah, thank you guys for listening.
Help us build this podcast from the ground up. Please rate and review an Apple Podcast. It helps further our reach, and your reviews mean so much to us. You can also support us by becoming a Patreon, or as we like to call it, a friend of the podcast. Find us on Instagram at The Ground Up Podcast and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Don't forget to share with a friend. Until next time, we're rooting for you.